One thing about the good old Simpson Desert is how well it's signed. The management agencies and the Friends of the Simpson Desert put quite a lot of effort into ensuring good signage. As a result, it's much easier to navigate through the desert today than it was for those that did it years ago, when they had to rely on maps and primitive forms of navigation. Now with the VMS Navigator on board, we know exactly where we are and where we're going, and the signage just confirms that. South Australia is different. Once tempted to say something like the roads in South Australia aren't as good as those that were in the Northern Territory, or Queensland I should say. Quite a lot of camel droppings along here. Camel droppings on the right wheel track. It's an interesting area here where you've got a whole series of little low dunes rather than the occasional big dune. You can see bits there where the old fossilised dune is being eroded away as these still mobile dune tops are shifting around as the wind blows them. According to the VMS Navigator, the Popel's Corner will be just over the hill or two, so we're almost there. We'll pop over a couple of hills and there it'll be, so see you then. National Parks has hardened the site here quite well, so that it's possible to drive up fairly close to Popel's Corner, but the signage and so on is very good, as are the facilities in terms of ease of access. After leaving Popel's Corner, you have to cross Lake Popel, and took them quite a while to find the original survey peg that Popel had put in here, and I think the reason was because it was out in the lake here somewhere. Oh my gosh, sand dunes. Must be the Simpson Desert. Yeehaw! Here we go again, dune after dune. I didn't know there were so many dunes in a year. It's more like a millennium of dunes. There's 1,200 of them. This is commonly known as the first signs of dehydration and desert insanity. Well, the VMS Navigator puts us on track. We're 10 kilometres west of Popel's Corner and heading for the Knowles track, which heads due south off the French line, which we're on now. And this French line is in essence the border between South Australia and the Northern Territory. Runs parallel almost to the border and was put through in the 1970s by the French Petroleum Company as part of their exploration of the Simpson Desert for oil. And later on we'll get down to the rig road, which was built to carry their test drilling rigs to various well sites that they put down. Several, I know, went to 3 or 4 kilometres down without finding any significant oil quantities. But one of the interesting things is they did find stromatolites 3 kilometres down. But as you can see, this part of the Simpson, the sand is creamier and the dunes are much more broken up. Instead of long linear dunes, there's lots of smaller crisscrossing dunes and small swales in between. And being one of the earlier vehicles across, the tops of the dunes are still where they were blown up while the desert was closed during summer. We have this delightful effect as we're driving into the sun. The dunes look white, and yet when I turn around and look backwards, the dunes are quite red. So it's a play of the light, and oh, the road disappeared. And it's just a fantastic effect of this part of the Simpson, the changing of colours as the sun changes. If we find a clear patch, I'll do a 360 and show you the colours all around. This is what I mean about the dunes being red when you turn around and face towards the east. And so as the sun's angle changes, the dunes colour changes as well. Rather fascinating effect. And I just thought I'd stop here and wait for this four-wheel drive to come over the hill. We just got the video of you coming over the hill. We've just turned off the French line and are now heading down Knowles track. We've talked to Alice Springs on VKS 737 and reported our position. It's very reassuring